Welcome to Toffee TV. We are live on Patreon. It is the Daily Extra over here on Patreon. Patreon only today. We've been showing a little bit of leg, haven't we, on YouTube? Just showing a little bit of leg.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Not going above the knee. To try and get everyone over to Patreon so that everyone knows. What we're going to do from now on is every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday we're going to do a live video on Patreon. Probably be about 5 o'clock. And then on a Wednesday we're going to do, after we've done the live show on Patreon, we're going to do a live video on YouTube as well. Which obviously will go out on Patreon as well. But just try and get a few more people over to Patreon. But the main thing is, Monday to Thursday we'll be doing daily extras live where we can talk about anything that's broke that day and anything you want to talk about, any rumours, any news, anything you guys want to talk about to us, let us know. So Michael Keane and Jordan Pickford in the England squad for the what's it called?
The Nations Cup.
That's it.
Not the Home Nations.
Not the Home Nations, because that would be the Nations Cup, where England will play Holland, and of course if they beat Holland they will move on to the final to win that whole tournament, which is exciting.
Silverware for England if they win it. Be good. Be very good.
Be amazing, won't it?
Be very good.
Obviously, no surprise, Jordan Pickford. No real surprise, Michael Keane. Are you surprised that Dominic Calvert-Lewin didn't get a call up with his form towards the end of the season?
Yeah, definitely. When you see some of the people who've been mentioned, and we know Nathan Redmond's been called up, and fair play, he's been in good form for Southampton, but Dom's been outstanding for Everton. And now I know he missed the Tottenham game because he had a kick on the ankle, but I don't think it's anything that would have kept him out of it. So they're being interesting, and I don't think there's a striker like him who plays for England. So, so for me, it's it is a bit of a shock that he hasn't been called up, but, let him go. And is he going away with England anyway? I'm sure there was mention that he was going away with,
is there 21
21s or something, but I don't know, I might be wrong on that. I know there's a 20s tournament coming up soon. Obviously he's too old for that, but yeah, bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I thought he might just sneak into it.
Even for them just to have a look at him.
Yeah, I suppose it's how serious they're taking it. Obviously, Redmond coming back into the fold after a couple of years out. I know he did have a good end of the season. I think Southgate has said the way he plays fits into the way England play, which is fair enough. I mean, no problem with that. I just thought Dominic Calvert-Lewin might get that chance. He hasn't, but that kicks off the 6th of June, I think that game is. It's the 6th of June, so
get that done and dusted. Get our players rested. Stephen Kelly says you're on YouTube now, lads. Well, we're not on the open forum of YouTube.
Yeah,
Stephen.
We're unlisted.
We're on unlisted, which is for you guys. So there you go. JMCK says thoughts on Koeman to Barcelona.
It's not really a surprise because, but I say one thing I am sort of surprised of, but I'm not, because it is Barcelona that he's doing a good job for Holland. Of course, he's in this Euro thing, and he's doing quite well in the qualifiers as well so far. So I'm just a bit surprised that but at the end of the day, it is Barcelona. It's the dream he's always wanted. It's the dream when he was at Everton that he wanted.
Number plates, Barcelona, so
he is a placeholder, I imagine, for Xavi.
Yeah,
I think Xavi's just retired, so it might be a case of another year. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he'll go in at Barca B, somewhere like that.
It's going to be 2 years, I think, before Xavi takes over.
So maybe it's just a case of let him get in there. Just don't let him anywhere near the money. Don't let him pick any of the players.
Don't let him decide on youth players. Because any hottest prospects he'll destroy and move them on.
But it's not a shock, because knowing the way football works in Europe, and especially when you're planning long term, he gets to do what he wants to do, which is a couple of years at Barcelona, maybe a year, maybe 2 years. And they did some. I'd say they've got like form for doing these kind of things. Not almost like sentimental. You know, if anyone's watched the Bobby Robson documentary, you know he has an absolute fantastic year there, but Louis van Gaal is ready to take over because he's like the new hot property. So they give him the job, and it might have been that they'd had.
Oh, breaking. What? Barcelona have just confirmed that they're keeping Valverde.
Okay, well, everything we've just spoke about is maybe Ronald Koeman went in, had an interview, and they just went, you know what? Come on, Val.
Like that. Let's have a look at your last club.
What is the situation with the local? Do you have a Cheshire Oaks style shopping area that they can go shopping in?
What's okay?
And what is the golf courses like in the surrounding areas? Because I finish about 2:30 and I go straight to golf course.
2:30? Are you messing? 2 hours longer than he do with Everton. David Collins said there's rumours around Richarlison to PSG, Bernard to AC Milan and Gomez to Tottenham. Right, let's address Bernard to AC Milan. Bullshit. Let's address Richarlison to PSG. Nonsense. Gomez to Spurs. Maybe.
Yeah, the first two, I mean, put it this way, right? Everton have got actual worries this summer in terms of re-signing Gomez, trying to re-sign Kurt Zouma, or at least finding a replacement for Kurt Zouma.
Yeah.
Right? Idrissa Gana Gueye. They might need to replace him. So they've got to think about those three positions, and then you're telling me what? That other clubs are in. So what? Do you know what? So what if other clubs are interested? You know what that means? That our players have had a good season. If our players didn't have a good season, they wouldn't be interested. You know what? Real Madrid might be interested in Salah. They might be interested in Mane.
Sure they are.
Firmino might be interested in Barcelona. It's life. Pogba's interested in Real Madrid. Neymar is interested by Real Madrid. Mbappe, Real Madrid want Mbappe. This is life. This is football. This is the way it is. But you can't tell me that Everton are gonna get rid of 6 players or 5 or 6 players from this team. There's no chance. And why look at the statement Everton made in January with Ghana. Look at that statement. Saying to a player, Paris Saint-Germain wanted him. They were knocking down the door for him, and Everton just said, no, it is not happening. You are under contract, and that's the end of it.
And the other side of that is Richarlison wouldn't want to leave anyway, and neither would Bernard. Bernard was free. Milan wanted him. They got him last season. They might, interest in players, but Everton are interested in Piatek, who plays for Milan. So why isn't that the story? It's because lazy journalists in the country and around Europe just go, oh, let's have a look. Oh, he's good, and he plays for Everton, we'll have him. And he's good, and we'll get him from Everton. And nonsense. Them days are gone with Italian clubs. Unless they've got big fat wedges, they may as well turn around and go back out the door. There's not a chance they're going to pay 70, 80 million for Bernard. Nope.
Bernard is not going to get the wages that he gets at Everton from AC Milan.
He's not going to want to leave anyway.
But I'm just saying, Milan have just been...
Milan are getting done anyway for FFP. It's all nonsense. It's bad. It's just pure bad jag rumours. That's all it is. Gomez to Spurs is a real thing in terms of what I mean by that is that could happen because we don't own him. Although market is saying that Everton are the red hot favourites for him, we don't own him, and who knows? Spurs could be European champions in 2 weeks, and he'd want to go there. We don't know.
For me, with Gomez, it comes down to the player. Everton will offer what is required, and
that'll be it.
And Spurs won't want to get into a bid more either. Spurs are a little
Probably can't afford to.
Spurs are a little bit like us. I think they've got principles, scruples, and I think that if they'll say to the player, right, is that, Everton will say the same thing, and it'll be down to the player. He's on holidays in Chicago, and he might be having a good think at the moment and thinking what he wants for himself, what's the best, what makes him happy. Do you know if he chooses Spurs? Fair play to him. There's nothing you can do to him. You can just shake him on the hand and just say thank you for the year. You've been brilliant off the pitch. You've been good on the pitch, and we move on to our next target. And if the club haven't already got that target in mind, because they should have to, because he's not our player, then they're not doing the jobs. And I feel like Everton, the people whose job it is to do that job, is doing that job.
Fantastic.
So keep doing the job.
Right, J-Mac, does Barcelona have its own version of Ellesmere Port? Maybe not, and that's why Valverde's staying.
I'd like to think everywhere has its own version of Ellesmere Port.
Yeah.
I think it does.
I mean, I think, you know, reading between the lines, I think, I'll be honest, I think Barcelona's probably got a much better version.
I mean, if you walk up the Rambles, I mean, it's got versions of many things.
So there you go. Stephen Kelly said he probably wanted to take Cuco Martina with him. So
let's hope so. I mean, I could see Cuco Martina playing
for Barca.
I can see that happening.
Cumbrian Trophy. My biggest worry for me is centre-back. Not convinced Mina and Keane will work as a partnership. Too similar in style and pace. Need a quick centre-back. I don't think Mina's slow, Mark, to be honest. I really don't.
I don't think you're wrong. I don't. But
we'll have to see.
Put it this way,
don't they?
Put it this way, we've got at the moment Everton players right now. We've got 3 centre backs: Mason Holgate, Michael Keane, and Mina. Phil Jagielka is essentially out of contract, so in the next few weeks he won't be an Everton player. The next time Everton kick a ball, he won't be an Everton player unless he's given a contract. But he's 36, so you don't really look at him like that anyway.
No.
So Everton are in the market for a centre-back. Simple as that. Now, whether that be Zuma or whether that be somebody else, Everton are in the market for a centre-back. So you can't just... These people can't just be sitting there saying, right, we want him and him only and we'll chase him. That's what led us down the garden path last time with a centre-forward. We want Giroud and we want Giroud only and no one else. It doesn't work like that. It can't be like that. You've got to have targets, and I think they will have targets, and they know they'll know hopefully what the targets are. Thing we've discussed loads of time is if Zuma is a target, at what point you have to say we can't continue with that, because again under Koeman, that's where we felt was we chased targets and chased them.
You're right. Stephen Kelly said on those newspaper reports, this is why nobody reads newspapers anymore, because of the links.
Unfortunately, though, what I would say, Steve, is it's not just the newspapers, is it? There's plenty of internet stuff that bobs around as well. We do the news every day, and we normally do talk about them. We normally dismiss them in the same thing, but we normally talk about them. And there's so many places people get their news sources. You can't honestly say that it's because newspapers, because if you're 16 to 21, let's say, or maybe whatever older, you look to the internet before you ever look at a newspaper. Now, some of those internet reports might come from newspapers, but loads of them won't. There's plenty of stuff online. Listen, we know what the biggest scam on the internet is. It's companies, media companies who also own betting companies. And if they just happen to stick something out, look at today, right? So look at today. Sky Sports have said Sahar has told Crystal Palace he's leaving, right? So there's no sources, there's no nothing, it's Sky sources. They've also said that Crystal Palace won 100 million for him, which is fair enough. And they are reluctant to sell him, which is fair enough. So what does that creates two parts of a betting market.
Yeah. That
creates people who will go and bet that Sahar's leaving, and that'll go and create a market for people who think he'll stay. But it also determines the odds. Because if he said he just wanted to stay, the odds would be higher for him, would be like dead short odds with him for, like he's leaving. But with saying Crystal Palace want him to stay, it muddies the waters a little bit. They've just created a book on that now. And every time you hear a rumour, every time you hear a story, they can create it. It's a big scam. It really is. But it's the power they've got nowadays. But you know what? When I was a kid, 20 years ago, or longer, that'd be a lot older, when we always talk about a club call, when we had nothing but a few newspapers, we had no Sky Sports news keeping it ticking over, we had nothing. I remember, I've said this a few times, I remember when we were trying to sign on Andre Kanchelskis, I'd go and listen to the 7 o'clock news every night on Radio Merseyside for
For a snippet.
For a snippet, and that's literally where I was getting my news from every night to find out whether we'd sorted Andre and Chelsea out. And club call where you pay extraordinary amounts of money to hear absolutely nothing. I mean, we've had Alan Myers in here talking about how he used to make things up and put nonsense on it, and you know,
Does it have to?
breaking news about a striker, but first we're going to talk to John Ebrell about his new dog. You know, and it's gone on for time immemorial, and you've just got to wade through the shite, but you've also got to go, why would Everton sell him, and him? And do Everton need to sell him, and him? Come on.
Loads of clubs want Liverpool's players, but they're not putting. That's what you got to look at. As if no one wants half of Liverpool's team. It's not in because it's not within these news outlets' interest to say Liverpool are losing players.
It's also who buys into it as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, we're a big club as far as we're concerned in the Premier League. In fact, someone done a thing a couple of days ago, and it plotted the biggest clubs in Britain, or in England, sorry, and we came out of it fifth biggest club behind Tottenham. We were ahead of City and we were ahead of Chelsea, right? Because we are. And it was like Everton retained fifth, and it was like the reasons are because they are an established member of the Premier League, and that's kept them in the top five. But Chelsea and Man City are closing the gap, right? So we are a big club, but we're also a club that I think our fans respond, because we've had to, like the last 20 years, worried about every summer about losing players. I think we're still a fan base that worries, and media. So in the season when it's going on, the stories are all about the top six, and it's all about getting ratings on Sky. But these people will know that when it comes to the summer and it comes about selling players, it's easy to sell our players because we get worried about it. But is anyone trying to sell Wolves' players? Is anyone trying to sell Leicester's players? No, they've got good players. They've got people. Where's all the stuff about, like, why isn't someone trying to buy Maddison? You know, he's a good player.
Maguire or Schmeichel, or
you know, or for Wolves, Doyle or Jota, or you know, where's the rumours with Doyle? You can't tell me someone hasn't sat down and gone, I want to sign him, he's a cracking player. Or why haven't they made that story up? No, why? Because no one cares. No one cares. The Wolves fans will just be like, whatever. They're having the time of their lives. And their fans are probably just like, whatever. But we react as a fan base when we see stuff like this. We always react to negative stuff because we feel like we're the...
Always got to fight our corner.
We have
That's
because
like.
Other people don't. You know, so yeah, it's all part of the game.
Roderick Kasha, hi guys. Hi Rod. Cumbrian Trophy, remember phone and club call, and I also remember not putting the phone back on the hook properly.
Oh!
That went mental.
I remember when my mum got the bill.
Wasn't
my God.
Wasn't good.
God, it wasn't good. She was like, I think my dad still doesn't know.
Gary Ward said hello guys. Roderick, hello guys, loving the videos. Ashley Ellis has said, alright lads, do you think we could afford to lose both Gomez and Guy? I don't think we can afford to lose the both of them.
Well, unfortunately though, we're not actually losing one of them. We're only two of them. We'd only be losing one of them, wouldn't we? This is the dilemma. We brought Gomez in for a year, last day of the transfer window, and we knew what we'd be up against. We've obviously looked to sign him. It's not happened yet, and now the player's played well enough that he's got options. A year ago, he didn't have options. Well, he did. I mean, he was offered to Man United. Man United didn't want him, but that happens with players, doesn't it? We've happened. You know, think about when Moyes was in charge and we had Arteta and we had Pienaar and we had other people's rejects, and we cultivated them into the players that they were always destined to be. I remember when Pienaar left. I remember when he was at Ajax, and Pienaar was the hottest property in Europe at the time, and he had all these teams to choose, and he chose Dortmund, and it just never worked out for him. It just never felt like home. He always said that. Moyes got him, and he loved Moyes. He absolutely loved Moyes, what he wanted from him, and that's why he stuck around. And you know, it happened. You know, Arteta sort of was great, but when that summer came, he's still under the radar. We nipped in and got him. You know, at the end of the day, why some people I think chase happiness Some people find happiness and stick with it.
I think the likes of Gomez, he's already had this big move and it didn't work out. So that's why I think we've got a better chance than if it was a normal straight fight between us and Tottenham. I think if he'd not had Barcelona, if we'd have got him from Valencia, say, then I think he'd be looking at Tottenham going, yeah, I'm definitely going there. He might still end up at Tottenham, that's the way it is. But I think we've got a good chance there. And as for Garner, listen, Garner, you know, has come here, he's worked hard. Yes, we got him out the Championship, that's where he would have been playing. He's come, he's done well. He wanted to go to PSG, it didn't happen. But he's been fantastic for us since that didn't happen. And if they come knocking again with big money and he wants to leave, it'll be, you know, then we've got a decision to make. But Marcel Brands and Marco Silva, if they haven't got an alternate planned for that eventuality, then they're not doing the job properly. And I don't believe that these two don't do the job properly. So that's why, for me, as much as I don't like us ever losing players, if they're good, I'm not as worried because I know that them two are on it. They're on it. So, you know, it's not like... And the other thing to look at is as well, when these ridiculous stories come out, how many players, realistically, have we lost in the last 10 years that you were asked about really properly, that you didn't want to go, and you were devastated to leave? Now,
It's only a handful.
people might say Arteta, right? I wasn't asked, but I know other people will say Arteta. I can only think of Lescott, who I'm bothered about.
John Stones,
but again, I wasn't that asked. I could see the potential of him. And Romelu Lukaku, but we all knew Rom was going. Other than that, I think everyone was ready when Fellaini left. He'd give us 5 years. Other than that, you know, and this is a club that's been selling its best. You know, we've been selling Seamus Coleman and Leighton Baines since 2009 or 10 or something, haven't we? You know, and they're both still here. You know, we're selling everyone every summer, all of our top players. Ron was going every year until he did go. You know, Barkley, no one cared about in the end because of the way it fell away. So I don't think we lose a lot of players anyway. And now, under Farhad, you know, Chelsea coming in with like 40 million, he's ours, we've definitely got him. We chased him. You know, and then it was only when Stones, like
Pickford last summer as well. People
were touting like Ped said before, people are always going to, or should always want your players because it means you're doing well and you've got good players. Just because someone wants them. You know, I want to nip off to a hotel with Liz Early for 3 hours in a minute, but it's not going to happen.
Your missus is not on Patreon.
No, but she'd probably just laugh. Or divorce me, one or the other. So Liz, you know, what's the space? But, you know, it's things like, you know, because you look at something, you go, I wouldn't mind having that. Or he's a good player, I'll get it. Doesn't necessarily mean you can get him. Like, you know, so that's the way I look at it. I just think we're in good hands.
Do people, when we're linked with other players, do people automatically think we're going to sign them? They don't, do they?
No.
So why do you automatically think we're going to sell someone? Why do people think they're automatically going to sell someone when a newspaper or a dodgy website in Italy or someone pulls it up?
I've heard Klopp, I've heard Guardiola.
What was signing Klopp?
Yeah, even Silva said the same thing. 99% of the stories you see are nonsense. They're just there to sell papers or to get clicks or to get bets.
New contracts.
Or new contracts even. They're all like that. So you'd have to just look and go, okay, yeah, he'd be a nice player for us. But, you know, it's not until you see them like that, is it? There's the Gomez thing is slightly different because we don't own the player. So we don't know what's in his mind.
When I start seeing people like Andy Hunter and Joyce and Dominic King even, when I start seeing people like that talk about things, then you either start getting excited or you start getting worried. Up to that point, it's all just conjecture, it's all just agent stuff, and it's all just betting companies.
It's stuff that makes the wheels go round, doesn't it? J Mac, what's your favourite Toffee TV video?
I don't know. Done quite a few now.
Yeah.
The funny ones are the best. The ones where we've gone and done stupid things.
They've been.
Zipwire was good.
The Zipwire was good, yeah. Dizzy Pens was good.
Dizzy Pens. Bouncing ball.
You liked,
the big ball one that you went there for. We had fake pads.
Yeah, thank God.
No, done loads.
Yeah, we've done. I loved all that Germany stuff, to be honest. The Germany was brilliant, so enjoyed that. But
on location.
It's hard, and Sean Kelly, great point, Ped. It just proves that the last 6 games at Goodison being positive can help the players big time. In our negativity doesn't help sometimes.
Oof.
Madrid have just signed Jovic for
60
60 million.
Said that yesterday, didn't we, on the footy show?
Yeah, so he was someone who we probably could have got last summer. 60 million for Madrid, so it just shows you.
Benzema.
You know. Zidane loves him,
He does, he calls him his little brother, doesn't he?
He does like him, and he's a focal
Because
point.
he's gone old, but...
Well, maybe, yeah.
No, yeah, I mean, they're the team that have got to buy, though, haven't they? They've got to buy. But that, interesting on that. Because to be honest, they only really have one of the centre forwards, Benzema, so that's interesting from that point of view. I think Bale's on his way. Bale? Would you have Bale? Anyone have Bale? We've discussed this. What if Bale's offered to Everton 10 million quid for the season? Would you take him, play him up front? We said we both would.
Yeah, I'd have him, yeah. I'd have him for 10 million for the season up front. He'd score 20 goals.
What about just getting off Everton for one moment? Chelsea played a pre-season game, post-season game, last night in America, a friendly.
Oh, yeah.
And Loftus-Cheek done his Achilles in, 6 months minimum, out he is. What about that for a costly injury with They've got a Europa League game, their final, in 2 weeks, and one of their better players from the last few months of the season has done his Achilles in an absolute meaningless friendly.
Well, that's Hudson-Odoi, done his knee. I
thought he'd done his Achilles
was it Achilles? I thought it was knee. Well, either, that's a player who was Bayern Munich we're looking at, and he was, haggling over a contract, and now Loftus-Cheek has gone and done it, so they're definitely going to be fighting every ban, aren't they? They are, aren't they? There's no way they're going to, because they'll quote them and go, we've got 3 players injured now as well, long-term injuries, and the court of arbitration. So I can see Chelsea's transfer ban being bumped to January, most definitely. And then they'll go out and spend as much as they can, I suppose, in this summer, and recoup as much as they can.
Mad that, though, isn't it?
Well, it's berserk.
Mad story,
It is berserk, especially those
Any other stories from round the league today we can discuss while we're on here, very quickly? Any more questions?
We spoke about Zaha, haven't we? No, nothing come through there.
Zaha, 100 million? Understandable, isn't it? Palace's big
100 million.
No, but Palace's big number one prospect. He signed a 5-year deal last summer, I think it was. So he got 4 years left on a deal. It might even have more. Can't remember exactly when he signed it. He's their big prospect.
Well, hang on, how come Richarlison is getting 55 million will get you Richarlison, and 100 million Zaha? How?
I think the difference is one's a fantasy transfer.
Yeah.
The other one could realistically happen. What I mean is Palace know probably pretty much. He said anyone wants Champions League football, but Palace know.
Suppose if you started at 100 and Spurs say 75, they'll sell him, won't they? Gary Ward says yes to Bale. He'd have Bale, no problem. And Stephen Donahue said, lads, have you ever offered your services to Everton to help media-wise? Could you imagine the following you would have if you were officially linked to Everton? Listen,
I don't know. To be fair,
I don't know.
To be fair, I don't know. It's difficult with the football club. Would we actually add anything? Could we do this? Could we sit down and do this with Everton? Could we be discussing? I live in a world in my head where I think this could be done at an official level. We haven't said anything controversial. We haven't called anyone out.
We could quite easily do this with Everton, through Everton.
I think this is what Everton should be doing. This is where I think every day during the season, they could have a couch like this, go live, have a couple of presenters, get the manager in, get a couple of players in, get some staff in, have a chat, and just for half an hour read out, we've got a camera.
Why are you trying to put us
out? If it doesn't matter, does it? We'll do our thing, and if they'll never do that. They're never going to do it anyway. Point being is, we've got a camera. It's a pretty good camera, pretty state-of-the-art camera. We've got a laptop where we can see ourselves, so we know we're all right. We've got the comments, and that's how easy it is. And Everton, for me, should be doing something like this with us doing it, of course.
DC71 just said, Pet, you'd worry them. They would be terrified of what you would say.
They'd be all right with it. Baz says a lot more controversial things than it. Hang on, whoa. I go on radio every Wednesday morning, and I've never swore, never even gone near swearing.
We've done radio, we've done live, we've done other stuff. It's never ever an issue. I think the thing, what I think Everton should do, from our perspective, is embrace us more. And what I mean by that is in terms of we got a chance to speak to Seamus Coleman last week, and that was good. You know, I think we should be given the chance to sit with the manager and Marcel Brands and just ask some questions that you guys want to know as well.
What I would say
so I think things are, but I don't think Everton could do what we do. They just couldn't, because how can they be? They can't, and they will never ever want to be critical of their players.
What I would say is, if we had 1 million subscribers and we had 300,000 views of video and all that kind of stuff that some of our mates have, then they would be here. They would be. I mean, I know, you know that. If there was a commercial value in it for them, they'd be here. They would. They probably just don't see any...
the way I look at it, it's getting better. That's the way I look at it. They come to us quite a lot.
Look at it, look how good it looks.
No, but I'm saying they come to us for chats and that now. It's never used to happen. So we'll see what happens.
Cumberland and Toffee, you're absolutely right. That was what England done in the tournament. They had that little room with that lad, and players would go in there. It was dead relaxed, and
yeah,
the lad was obviously. I mean, what I don't imagine we did this. Say we did this like every day with Everton, right? We had a conversation about stuff. You're not going to start calling people silly names, are you, or being abusive? You're going to know what you can say and what you can't say. What I mean by that is tone. You could still have a conversation saying, oh well, you know, so and so, you know, why can't you be realistic and say, I didn't think someone played well today, or why can't you? You're a football club, but come on, you're professionals.
Never gonna say. It's never gonna happen.
But some clubs do. That's the point. I'm saying some clubs do that.
Everton won't.
Well, that's their own fault.
They won't. What are you thinking for next season of Ashley Ellis? He'd love a cup win and thinks you can have a real push. Listen, we've been saying for years we need to win a trophy, and whether that be the League Cup or the FA Cup, that's what this club needs, and that's what this would transform this club into the next level, I think, because we'd want something, and I think it helped the fans become winners again. I don't know whether it has the same impact as it used to have, but it's about building a team.
I think it'd have an impact for us.
It would be for us.
I think us winning a trophy for our own
springboard,
but not only that, for our own self-belief, for fans, for young lads who've never seen us win a trophy, for some of us who were young lads when we last won a trophy. Would give everyone, makes you you become relevant again, don't you? You become relevant because, I mean, you know, Liverpool have won 1 trophy in 13 years, but they're relevant because they get to cup finals, they're in another cup final. They keep themselves relevant by being relevant, essentially. And that's, look, I mean, Chelsea are in 2 cup finals this year. They might lose them both, but they're still in and about. They're still there or thereabouts. That's what you've got to do. Everton, I mean, we've seen it this season. We've seen a few people aiming at us. Everton have become one of the most unrelevant clubs. We've been in the Premier League, but we've done nothing for nearly 25 years. We haven't won anything. We haven't created any headlines, good or bad. We're just beige, aren't we? And we've got to stop being beige. And the only way you do that is, you don't do that by having a boss community partner and all that kind of thing. You've got to make headlines. When you make headlines by buying players, having exciting football, and being there or thereabouts when it comes to the trophies, and we just haven't been. And it's great if you win 4 or 5 games towards the end of the season and beat some top team. That's great. That gives you that little sprinkling. But what everyone is looking at is, can you do that long term?
Sustainability, isn't it? And that's what we haven't got. And we haven't had any sustainability. Chris Donaghy, would you take Lookman going on 30 million for Timo Werner? So Lookman plus 30 million for Timo Werner.
Because Timo Werner is what we actually need.
Pace, movement, and can score a goal. So, yeah. Last 5 minutes, that it?
Yeah, I'm ready when you are.
Yeah.
Go on, Monsters.
Go on. Let's have a look. Stephen Kelly, Chelsea's first trophy was the League Cup and made them hungrier players to win more. It does, and listen, when we've spoke to Andy Gray recently, and Peter Reid and Sharp and Derek Manfield always says it, if you can get a trophy, get that first one, it gives the players something to go for. I love that feeling. I want to do it again. It gives fans the belief, and the whole club can elevate and can become more attractive to brands and things like, you know, big brands, not Marcel, and also players who have a look and go, you know what, they're winners, they've won something. I'll remember them winning a cup. Whereas if you're just like us, where we've bobbed along with nothing, you're still always trying to sell someone a dream. But if that dream doesn't go anywhere, and this is why I think this summer's a big summer, because if we do improve, if we get Gomez and Zuma and we improve, then people will start going, oh, these actually are building.
What will be a huge statement? A huge statement is the stadium getting built.
Yeah.
Like actually being able to see it. Because the amount of people who still, whether it be Liverpool's or some Everton fans, who obviously still don't believe a state. You know, there's a certain collection of people who are still waiting for the day they're told that the stadium isn't happening.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? There's loads. We see it in the comments all the time. Oh, you still pretend you're getting a new stadium and all this, and it's like, well, there's nothing to say we're not getting a new stadium. But I can understand that to a point, because if you're not, you know, if you're not sort of, we've been to meetings and stuff, and the question never comes up if, it's when, and there's a total confidence in that. They know what they've got to do. They're trying to tick all the boxes to make it go smoother. Sometimes you've got to slow something down just a little bit to pick the pace up when it matters. I think that's what Everton are trying to do. But when that's it, and you know what, I'm even stopping myself saying when and if that happens, I'm even stopping myself from saying that, because it doesn't naturally trip off the tongue. So when that happens and when they start building it, that'll be a big pick. Look at Tottenham, look at all the excitement with them building a new stadium. Suddenly people were going, this is actually happening. We're actually doing this. We're actually trying to be a big club. It sets you up. And then what made me laugh this season was all the people going, oh, look, state of Tottenham, can't even get this stadium finished. And you're like, well, it's getting finished. It's just had problems. People were like almost laughing at them. And you're like, no, look, the stadium's there. It's actually been built. They've just got to sort out a few problems. And when they will, because ultimately they were, you know, it was there, it was built. It'll be great, and it looks great, and it sounds great.
The stadium is definitely going to happen. DC71 just said the same. It's definitely happening. I've got no doubt.
But the point is,
Stephen Kelly said, great work with the video, lads. Loving the live stuff. Chilling in the garden with a beer.
Boss.
That's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it,
and all that. But yeah, that stadium's happening. You know, we'll all be excited in July when we see those the first drawings.
But the thing about it is, until it's actually getting built, the press are not going to be interested, because the press are almost like everyone else. They don't want to buy into it because they don't have their fingers burnt either. So,
of course.
Yeah, of course.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right.
Any more questions now?
No, that's it.
Good stuff. Thank you for everyone for watching, taking part. If you've missed out on the video, you're watching it late, apologies. You know, we're aiming for like 5 o'clock every day. So, you know, make a space in your heart.
We'll always give you a little reminder.
But we're going to try and get it for 5 o'clock every Monday to Thursday to do a vid, and on a Wednesday we'll try and do a 6 o'clock. Well, we'll do a 6 o'clock.
I mean, we're both going away, so we'll see how that happens.
Well, and I know how this works now.
Yeah.
I actually, I'll have
a look next week.
I mean, you know,
I'm not going to think about it now. I'm going off to do stuff. So
no, I don't want them to know how easy it is. So, because then, you know, it gives me a tactile advantage.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the comments. We'll see you later.